91.3, today's best music, The League and Love at 9:25 with the morning crew. And it's Mika Hakkinen live with us here in the studios of 91.3. He'll be at the Supercar Run down at the Changi Exhibition Center next Monday, a public holiday. We'll get to that in just a while. But Mika, thank you again for being here. Just so many things. Lots of SMSs and lots of questions to ask you about F1 and related questions as well.
And not just F1, because of course Mika's had a lot of experience in all kinds of racing, including the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters. That's the touring cars. That's your production cars.
I'm such a girl when it comes to cars.
Tourenwagen.
I like watching them.
Weißt du nicht, Tourenwagen. Sounds so authentic, doesn't it? But obviously strategies and styles of driving different. How is Formula One racing different from production car racing?
Exactly, production car racing. Yeah, it's big different.
Well, obviously the speed is different.
Yeah, obviously.
Let's say here in Singapore, you know, if you put the Formula One car and the touring car on the same track, you know, and they would start same time going around the track, the Formula One obviously would be a lot quicker. Right. I mean, a lot quicker, simply because Formula One car has more horsepower. It has much more grip in the tires. It has better downforce in a car, so it has a aerodynamic grip much more.
Right.
So touring car don't have a chance, but not underestimating a touring car sport. It is a great, it's good sport. It is spectacular sport. I think the spectators like it a lot because there is a lot of action.
And I guess they can identify with the car more, because how many of us have ever been into a Formula One racing car? I mean, very, very few people get that chance.
It's a one-seater, isn't it?
Yeah, not exactly good for dating.
No.
Right, you're on the bonnet, girl. Let's go.
You may not seen the circuit here in Singapore, Mika, but what do you think about the circuit itself? I mean, of course, it's a night race altogether.
I personally, what I have understood from the drivers, they like the track. They like the track. I think they think it's a very challenging circuit. Only what they did not like is it's quite a bumpy circuit, and when the car is bottoming a lot, so it's very
okay.
It's very uncomfortable to drivers to drive around this track because it's hitting ground so hard. Where you don't.
It's hard to control, maybe.
Hard to control, and physically it's painful when it's banging so.
Well, they don't build these cars for comfort, do they? I mean,
they don't do that. But the problem is because when the race is nearly 2 hours, and in this heat, it is there has to be a certain limits. But
maybe you could train by taking some bus rides in Indonesia. I mean, they're very hot, bumpy, and uncomfortable. I think a 12-hour bus ride in Indonesia.
Buses are air conditioned
because you don't have chickens in your car or anything, do you?
Yeah, that's luckily not.
What about the night? The fact that it's a night race, does that make a difference to the driving style or the difficulty?
Well, my opinion, because I never driven in the night time in a Grand Prix, but I seems like that where there's a lot of positive what you have here in Singapore.
Well, there's no ERP, for instance. That's not the class, right?
But you guys done a great work in terms of, first of all, making this happening, making this possible. There has been a huge effort from organizers to get this thing through. It's been a great effort from just the public to accept, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's make sacrifices, let's make compromises. It's a great thing. Yeah. So there's so much positive. But of course there comes the situation, okay, what about if it rains? What about if there's a shortcut on the lights?
Well, that would be scary.
So a blackout in the middle of the race. 380 kilometers an hour or something.
There's a lot of things going on. But I mean, generally I think it's a brilliant concept. It's really good stuff what you guys done.
Awesome. We're just a week and a half away from the start of the Grand Prix here in Singapore. But, at the start of a race, you've been in it before, obviously. What goes on in your mind when you're just about to hit the accelerator?
It's really tough moment. The moment before you put your crash helmet on, when the car's on the starting grid, there's a lot of people on the grid. A lot of media, everybody want to ask you questions. And you would not really want to answer the question. You just want to
focus.
Concentrate. The tough race coming. You just want to focus. But of course, you have to do some. You have to do some video work also before you start the race. You're thinking about the heat. You have to all the time feel your body, what your body feels. So you have to drink a lot of fluid. You have to keep yourself cool.
Right.